Welcome back, and just before we go to sports stories, communities in the Niger Delta region have been assured of fairness treatment by the Niger Delta Development Commission, the NDDC. Acting Managing Director of the Commission, Mrs. Ibim Samin Tari, gave this assurance during a courtesy visit by members of a community in River State. The NDDC Chief Executive affirms the directive of President Muhammadu Buhari for the Commission to complete all ongoing projects.
This is a gathering of NDDC officials and community representatives from Oromeruezimgbu community in Port Harcourt local government area, River State. They are clearly aggrieved about developmental issues in their communities and want the NDDC management to address what they say are pertinent issues.
It is imperative that we point it out to you today that no single indigenous of Oromeruezimgbu community is a member of staff of this commission. No single member of our community has benefited any educational assistance from the commission since its establishment, despite several efforts.
After listening to their plight, the NDDC boss appealed to them with a promise that infrastructural development will get to them in due time.
We'll do our best to see which of these infrastructural facilities we might be able to accommodate in Budget 2016. But we have a bit of a challenge. Mr. President has directed that the Commission focuses on completion of projects. Therefore, we will hardly be awarded new projects. But because we are a host community, we know that it's important that our landlord is happy. So we will find a way to include one or two of these requests in the budget.
She explains that the Commission had to change to a system that requires that all contractors doing business with the NDDC are registered for that purpose.
We no longer ask contractors to register. It became a process through which some unscrupulous elements committed fraud. As long as you have a company that is registered under the Companies and Allies Act of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, you have a right to bid for contracts at the NDDC. So please, you do not need to register specially to bid for contracts.
There were other issues to be attended to at the NDDC. Mrs. Samanitari received the Commander, Special Protection Unit Base 6, CPS Samuel Okon, in her office. Her newly promoted orderly, Mr. Efiko Basi, was also decorated there.
It was something I was not expecting, but God did it for me. I'm very happy for that.
The meeting was wrapped up with a group photograph and a salute from the newly elevated orderly.
It's time now for sports news with Ayotunde Balogun.
This is the ultimate redefined for men.
Many thanks, Gimba. Time now for some sports news. The much-anticipated National Sports Festival will now be held in the last quarter of this year instead of the second quarter as earlier planned. Chairman of the Cross River State Sports Commission, Orok Duke, says the shift in date is to allow for full participation of the athletes who will be returning from the Olympics and also to ensure that all the facilities are ready before the festival. He believes the postponement will help the state plan better for the multi-sporting event.
Since 2012, we have received the mandate to host the National Sports Festival, and we've not been able to accomplish that up till now. What we are proposing is that this is an Olympic year. We can't host the sports festival in the second quarter because elite athletes will not risk injury to take part in the sports festival. And if the elite athletes don't come, patronage and sponsorship will be reduced and attendance will be reduced. So we have proposed that we push the National Sports Festival till after the Olympics in Rio in August.
Niger Football League club Yamalite have named former Sunshine Stars manager Loveday Omori as their new technical advisor. Omori, who will also head the club's technical department, signed a 2-year contract with the Gombe-based outfit. He has been handed a mandate to build a sustainable football culture for the team. Omori has handled Julius Berger FC, Bendel Insurance, stationery stores and Gateway in the past. Barcelona's Lionel Messi won't be included in Argentina's squad for this year's Olympic Games, but will be named in the Copa America party. Argentina coach Gerardo Martino confirms Messi won't go to the Olympics because there will be a lot of competition with the main team. Marca adds that Argentina's 3 overage players for the Olympics will be used in the defense, while Messi will be saved for the Copa America and the crucial World Cup qualifiers. That's a wrap in sports news. I'm Ayo Tunde. Balogun News at 10 continues shortly.
This is the ultimate redefined for men.
On the international scene, an urgent global race is underway to understand the spike in speed of the spread of the Zika virus, which could take South America by storm. Here's Cynthia Ray with more.
Well, thank you. The World Health Organization has classified Zika to be a public health emergency due to the virus's link to thousands of recent birth defects in Brazil. The WHO Director for Maternal, Child and Adolescent Health, Anthony Costello, has confirmed that the WHO is drafting good guidelines for pregnant women and mustering experts to work on a definition of microcephaly, including a standardized measurement of babies' heads. Then, one day after the Kenyan president commissioned armored personnel carriers, Kenyan military personnel have killed 4 suspected al-Shabaab fighters after a fierce shootout in a forest on the north coast. The shooting between the security forces and the Somali Islamist militia took place in the Lamu County near the border with Somalia. Also today, on the same night which the African Union shelved the option of UN troops, at least 1 person has been killed in a grenade attack on a bar in Burundi. The grenades went off in the Butere neighborhood of the capital Bujumbura on Monday night. That's the foreign news wrap up. The news at 10 continues shortly.
And the main news again. The Supreme Court today dismissed an appeal against the election of the governors of Oyo, Yobe and Delta states on the grounds of lack of merit and abuse of court process. Also today, the Chief Justice of Nigeria, Mahmoud Mohammed, warned that Nigeria's growth and stability may be endangered unless speedy reforms are implemented to tackle financial crimes. And world leaders are gathered to establish the cause of the devastating effect of the Zika virus on babies in South America. And that's how it's been the news at 10 tonight. I want to thank you so much indeed for being a part of it. I'm Gimba Omar on behalf of the entire production team. Have a splendid night. Rest. Good night.